Hey everybody, it's your Sam and I'm here with another video. The last video that I did actually touched a little bit on the HB90 boot camp and what I kind of learned from going through the boot camp and then planning my second quarter of the year. What I'm kind of learned about it and about myself and what I am going to be carrying over into quarter 3. In this video, I want to show you how I'm setting up my third quarter and sharing with you a little bit more about the goals that I've got going on. Now, the first image here is going to be my weekly schedule. This is just a loose base on when I need to work the real jobs. I haven't even really put all of that in there in the schedule. I don't really like highlighting that because it's not really a given on when I'm going to have some of my real job time, but I try to still schedule it out similar every week on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and some on Thursdays too. But it is a basis for me to work off of, and you can see how many tasks, or I can see how many task blocks I am going to have each day and each week to work towards my goals. And for those of you that didn't watch the last video, I do have 3 goals. Goal number 1 is writing 90,000 words in all of quarter 3. And goal number 2 is editing I'm No Hero, the rest of the chapters, and editing What Not to Do as a Ninja, as well as a little bit on another project that I'm going to be working on. And goal number 3 is my impact goal. I want to create a bigger impact on the socials and on here and help out fellow author tubers and all that good stuff. Those are my 3 goals. And what these task blocks are 30 minutes of time in order for me to work towards those goals, or to take like a Pomodoro technique where I do 25 minutes of work and then 5 minutes of rest or taking a break, and then we go on from there. So each week I have about 68 task blocks to use towards my goals. That rounds out to about 34 hours per week. And while that seems a bit much, especially with, basically working 2 other jobs, I think it might be a little bit doable. I am going to give myself a bit of a cushion though, and just say that I have about 30 hours per week to work towards my goals. Now the second image that's going to be over here is going to be my quarter at a glance. And on here I have marked down some important date and vacations that we might take, and sadly there's no vacations that we're going to take as of right now. But I do have some days off because I know that they're either going to be a little rough or they are holidays to me. So we'll go from there and we'll see. The numbers along the side are how many task blocks I have per week that I am willing to use. You can see there the first week of August is going to be pretty rough, so I only have about 50 task blocks for the whole week to use, whereas most of the rest are 68 to 60 and so on and so forth. The next one is kind of a breakdown of my goals. I did kind of mess up on this page a little bit, and I tried to fix it and I ended up messing up a little bit more. So don't really pay attention to the multiple colors. The colors will later on be fixed on some other pages. But as you can see, goal number 1 I have as the editing goal, when really goal number 1 is the word count goal. And then goal number 2 is my editing goal, and then goal number 3 is my impact. The next few pages that I'm going to pop up here are project brainstorms, and that's where I break down the project a little bit into some tasks that I know that's going to complete each project. For the 90,000 words, I broke it down into the new project that I'm working on, and for those of you that have, probably freeze framed this or are watching on a TV or on a bigger computer screen, you see that it's called Project Vela. So there's the little bit of an announcement there. Again, I'm not going to talk about it much quite just yet. And then the next couple of things is a couple of rewrites in I'm No Hero, which I know is going to happen, and 2 more stories in the Ninja short story compilation, the anthology that I'm creating. And I marked out a couple of other things because I realized that the task blocks surpass the task blocks that I have available, and I'm already kind of stretching myself a little thin, so I know I can't really use up more task blocks than what I have available because I can't create time out of air. Now the next one is going to be on goal 2, and that is the editing. Again, I crossed out some things there because can't make time out of air, but it's going to be editing I'm No Hero, the rest of it, and editing the Ninja stories, and editing Project Vela. The third one is going to be my impact goal. I've also tied in completing the promises that I've made because, yeah, I need to do that. My word is my bond, so I do need to finish it. And some of those are some crafting goals that I have, some quilts that I started that I haven't quite finished yet, so I'm hoping to finish them or at least get them closer to completion by the end of the quarter. And I also have watching some more author tubers and getting more comments out there so that they know that I'm there watching them and not just kind of stalking their channel, which, you know, stalking is good, it does give them watch time, but comments are better, right? And I also have some beta reading projects that I've signed up for, and I want to up my activity on the Discord server that we have, which is uniting beta readers and authors. If you haven't checked that out, link is down in below, so come join us and beta read for us. Also, you can, you know, ask for beta readers there too. I also want to get back to writing my blog, and I think a goal of once a month for the quarter is good enough, and it'll be a good start in getting back into that and creating some passive income. So I have ideas on that as well. So that is my entire goal of creating a larger impact and finishing some promises I made. And then the next one is, of course, doing my weekly chores and monthly chores that I have to do in order to survive and not to live in a pigsty. So those, of course, do take up some time. And then I have 860 available task blocks this quarter, but I have 931 task blocks that I need to use in order to complete my goals. Now, some of my work hours are being cut and moved around a little bit. Sometimes I have really good weeks where I work a full 8 hours a day. Other times it's like 5 hours here, 4 hours there. Sometimes maybe even just 2 hours. So I can use some of the task blocks that from the real work, and put it towards my daily goals. That's a little bit of leniency right there. I'm not going to overwork myself, I promise, because this is all about me giving myself grace, right? And the next page over here is me kind of listing out some of the things that I wanted to do for the quarter, some ideas I had for the quarter. And some of the highlights are for things that I really need to do, but it takes some research, like the orange, or things that I am already in the process of that I need to finish, and that's also in the orange. Yellow is things that I have to do, or things that, you know, are a regular occurrence, they're already a habit. The purple is what I want to do and what I need to do in order to work towards the goals. And I have a couple of pink ones in there because they were ideas, but I'm going to scratch those. Those aren't going to happen until later, possibly in quarter 4 or possibly next year. And then the next one is me just kind of breaking down each larger task into smaller tasks, or actually task blocks. And I did this in order to create my Kanban boards. And I will show you my actual Kanban boards now. So this is goal number 1 that I have right here. I do have my Kanban boards in these nifty little folders. I have goal 1 written right there. And I did it this way because I don't really have any wall space to do a Kanban board. And I did it this way last quarter too, and it seemed to work very well. Now you will notice that I have some tape on my stickies because they started to kind of fall out already. But this is going to work just fine because they're still kind of removable and all that good stuff. But I have the 90K broken down into 1K each on these little tabs. Now I do have my project kind of written in there too, each episode of the project or each chapter of the project kind of thing, that I can move that down when I finish with the word count as well, because I like moving things down into the completed stage. Also, if you're interested in doing a Kanban board or something like that, make sure that you get like the extra sticky post-its. Or I am also in quarter 4 thinking about using Trello or Notion for my Kanban boards from here on out, because I hate wasting so much paper. These right here I've kind of already had in my office supplies, so I just wanted to kind of use them up, because otherwise they would just kind of still sit there. And I do believe that's the reason why these little sticky notes aren't sticking as well as they should be. But yeah, save the environment. And this is goal number 2 folder. This is the editing one. And as you can see, I've already added a whole bunch of things right here. Granted, this is not all going to be completed by the end of quarter 3. I know it's going to bleed into quarter 4 as well. And then goal number 3 is the impact goal. I'm not really going to show you this up close because it does have some people's names on it. Not that you could probably really guess which one's which, but you know, whatever. But down here, I've got bigger post-it notes, and what that is interaction 1 or 2 times a week, and I can just check off the number of the week that it is. That's another idea for you. Using bigger post-its. Of course, with all of this, I'm going to keep up with my YouTube channel. I'm still going to be posting 2 videos a week and doing the live stream every Thursday morning, and also doing the character randomizer every 4th Sunday of the month. If you're interested in doing the character randomizer, keep commenting down below and I'll add you to the list, and I'll get the StreamYard link to you. And if I change up the formatting of the roles that we're going to do during the character randomizer that you have signed up for. So those are my goals, and that's a little, you know, hint at the project that I'm going to be doing. Comment down below as to what your goals are for quarter 3, if you have set any, and how you're going to keep track. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like this video if you got anything out of it, and subscribe if you want more content like this, or to learn about the rest of my writing endeavors and watch me crash and burn at everything that I do. But I do it with a smile. Be kind to one another out there. Be kind to yourself. Stay safe. Keep writing. Keep being creative. And I will see you next time. I've also tied in some completing the promises because I've made, because I'm kind of